And hello, everyone. Welcome to our Super Bowl edition of Inside the NFL, and of course here at NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. I'm James Brown, joined as always by Chris Collinsworth and Phil Simms. Cold weather was not the story in this Super Bowl game. Seattle brought the heat all day long. But let me get your thoughts on what was to have been a compelling game.
Well, let's just say, I think the first thing that jumped out at me, I was fortunate enough to be on the field looking at both teams.
You look good, by the way.
Well, thank you. I felt good. And then going home and watching it on TV, it really was this. It doesn't matter how smart you are and how much you know sometimes on the football field.
You didn't stay for the game?
No, I did not. Are we going to get right into this?
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. They were recognizing you there along with Joe Namath.
You didn't see him sprint off the field?
Oh, did he sprint?
Oh, yeah.
I just saw him backpedaling.
As soon as the coin toss, whatever that was.
Right.
All of a sudden, I'd see him. I've never seen him move so fast.
He patted Joe on the back and then got out of there. But go ahead.
You know, we just watched, the Seattle Seahawks, the greatest day in their history, and we're okay. But no matter what you know about the other team, it's amazing. Football, what did it come down to again? Who's the most physical team out there is going to win? And all the thinking and everything by Peyton Manning, that Denver football team, couldn't overcome the fact that the Seattle Seahawks were bigger, faster, and more physical, and that's what won the game.
But nobody really cares at the end of the day. The only thing we want to talk about is the coin toss. We were out there. I mean, really, out of everything that happened in that game, no question about it. You know, and not everybody realizes so many things about, you know, Joe coming out in his fur coat and doing
a lot of people.
Now
really
explain
like
this. What's going on here?
Neither player.
Well, he didn't wait to see if you want to call heads or tails.
And look at him. He says, "Oh."
I got to tell you, how about Terry McCullough? That was a quick move by him walking.
That was a heck of a catch. That was a heck of a catch.
Place.
But one of the things that not a lot of people knew is that you had a tough decision that you had to make going into the coin toss.
Agreed.
You know, because Joe comes out in the fur coat. And Phil, he had a fur coat on too, and he made a late decision because he kind of likes that macho image. And just before the kickoff,
somebody
and the
gave me a
toss,
fur coat. That's
they put in.
What do you call it? Photoshopping? Is that what that's called? Yeah, you know, I'll give you a real quick story. I want to talk about the game. I write all these notes, but Joe did sandbag me.
Joe Namath?
Joe
Namath. The night before the Super Bowl, he goes, you know, what are you going to wear for the coin flip? I said, I don't know. He goes, are you going to wear an overcoat? I said, well, I'm thinking he is. I said, sure, I'll wear an overcoat. I'll wear a black overcoat. So, you know, we'll just kind of look the same. And then I go down the field, and he comes walking out. I said, oh, wow. But it was an exciting game. You were there in the stands. What did you think? Give us a thought about football.
You know, it was over before it started. It really was. To me, all right, let's get right into it. You know, here it is. All right, I picked the #1 offense against the #1 defense last week, and you do the whole thing. And we talked about it last week. One of the things that Seattle does so unbelievably well is all the switching in the secondary. You know, you played basketball at Harvard.
Yeah.
You understand, you know, the pick and roll, and you got to switch defenses. What they do back there is so impressive. But I go, okay, Peyton's got 2 weeks to get ready for this thing. He's going to have an answer. And then on that first 3rd and 8, they run that same little rub, and Cam Chancellor comes down there and just drills his receiver.
Right.
I look at my wife, Holly, and I said, it's over. Wow. I go, if that's their answer on 3rd and 8, that little one lurk coverage that they play, the safety comes down, and you could pick a guy, big deal, because he's going to pick up the guy that gets picked or whatever, and he drills him. I said, if that's their answer, it's over.
You know, they watch the quarterback, so they're able to react. There's many teams that have done it in the past, the great defenses. We're going to have Mike Singletary on later. They kind of did it because they knew the pass rush was going to get there. So you watch your guy, you watch the quarterback. When his eyes shift, you see a guy, you go to him. They did that very well all year long. I listened to a lot of stuff after the Super Bowl. It was all about the turnovers. You know, if you don't turn it over, well, then fall on the football every play. Those were not turnovers, JB. Those were takeaways. That's what happens when unbelievable athletes hit you when you don't expect it or hit you harder than you've been hit all year. You're going to give up the football. Peyton Manning under pressure in key moments caused 2 big mistakes. Seattle deserved everything they got.
This will be an excellent show. You know what? We will try to show you some of the highlights because Seattle had plenty of them in the first half. In this Super Bowl feature, the Seahawks actually had some guys mic'd up, NFL film style, including the animated Pete Carroll, the always in control Russell Wilson, and the never shy Richard Sherman.
Relive Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It is Super Bowl 48 between the Seahawks and the Denver Broncos.
Hey, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, bro. I'm gonna take every advantage of it, though.
The ultimate goal, baby, the Super Bowl. We here, and we ready to get it done.
You don't know when you're ever gonna get back to a place like this, man. I tell you one thing, though, by any means necessary, we're going home with that W.
It's a Super Bowl, dog. I need you to do something a little bit different today. Nah.
Oh, heck no, dude.
Heck no. I love you, boy. Sure. I love you. I love you too, E. Same old, same old. Cam, love you, boy. Let's go, bro. This is what we do. Hey, Cam, I love you. Let's go, P. That's it, right here. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's do it. It's gonna be our day. Ain't nobody can take that from us. If he take that from us, he can take our hearts. He can't take our hearts. You can't take it out of our chest. There's too many of them. It's never about them. It's about us.
Hey, at the beginning of the year, I asked your boys, why not us? We're here for a reason. And let's go prove it tonight. Let's be explosive all night. Let's go take this win. Let's go get it, baby. Let's go to work. Here we go. Hawks on three. 1, 2, 3, Hawks. This is the second youngest team in Super Bowl history.
I think they're so young that they don't know they're supposed to be nervous. Woo! This is the biggest game of their life. The Super Bowl doesn't get any bigger than this. They're excited, they're emotional, and they're ready to play.
Yes! No! They don't make them like us. We're not like everybody else. That's why we're so confident, bro. Nobody in the world can beat us, bro.
Hey, we here for one reason. That's to win this game from the first snap to the last snap. They ain't ready for this. They too confident. We're the better team.
We're made for this. Wow. There is nothing like pregame for the Super Bowl.
Man, this is awesome, man.
Fun, this is where we wanted to be, right?
Yeah, right here. Let's go take it now. Let's go take it.
Exactly right.
Look at Sweet Joe. Look how Sweet Joe looks.
Have a great game, man. Have a good game, fellas. Have a good game, man. Peyton, have a great one, man. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Well, Joe Namath actually flipped it a bit early. Terry McCauley intercepted the flip before it hit the ground. He hadn't asked Seattle as to what the call was.
I had a quick release.
Was that poise and skill?
The best thing is when you caught it right in midair.
Oh, yeah, because I realized as soon as he flipped it up, I said, oh, crap, we don't have an option.
Super Bowl 48 was the most watched television event of all time. It featured the two best teams and the loudest Super Bowl crowd ever.
Oh, 20! Oh, 28!
The ball snapped over Peyton's head into the end zone. Moreno has it. This is going to cost the Broncos 2 points.
At least we fell on it. At least we fell on it. It's a safety right now.
Oh, my gosh.
So the first play of the game, a nightmare for the Broncos. 12 seconds into the game.
I said the snap count. I called the snap count. You didn't hear me.
That's the way to get this started. Nice job, Stevie. That's it. Hella, baby. Hella way to work this thing right from the get-go.
I couldn't hear anything. I called the cadence. You said I was like 3 seconds late. I couldn't hear anything. Hey, I guess that's the way to start.
We go. We spot him two.
Go, Eddie. Boom.
The Seahawks hoped to turn the free kick into a touchdown. Instead, they had to settle for a field goal when Percy Harvin couldn't quite stay in bounds. After the safety, Peyton Manning went to a silent count for the rest of the game in order to deal with the crowd noise.
Hey, silent count.
but there was no silencing Seattle's #1 defense. And the LOB, their Legion of Boom secondary.
I ain't never seen a quarterback who can deal with the LOB. I have yet to see one. Alert the Legion. You better alert the Legion.
Hey, fellas, execution now, execution, poise, poise, poise now. We need it, we need it. Come on, we gotta separate. We gotta separate from them now.
Ahead 5-0, Russell Wilson led a 13-play drive.
Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Woo! Woo! Come on, baby!
Wilson converted 3 first downs, but once again, the Seahawks couldn't score a touchdown. Despite being dominated, the highest scoring team in NFL history trailed by only 8.
Hey, we're the best damn offense to ever play this game. All right, we gotta start doing it, baby. Just go out there, play with your heart, do your assignment, we'll be just fine.
You can't simulate how fast we play, Trey. You can't simulate this speed.
In the first quarter, the Broncos managed just 10 passing yards.
Y'all are sorry.
Denver didn't get a single first down.
Cam Chancellor comes up with the big takeaway. And the Legion of Boom steps up again.
We gotta simmer down on offense.
LOB! LOB! LOB!
Yes, yes, we got it! Hey, baby, get out! Yes! On the way to work! On the way to go, boys! Yes! Oh, baby!
The only people on the field who open is us. That's where he got to throw the ball. You was open. He hit you right between the numbers. Good catch. I didn't have much time. I'll give you another second to clear. Yeah. All right. Keep eating. Take completely over. Don't leave nothing, bro. Maximize this.
It's been all Seahawks so far. Peyton Manning has barely had time to get on the field. Now flying across the formation, taking the handoff right to left. Percy Harvin gets a block, turns upfield 30.
Second time we've seen that play.
You got to worry about Percy. That's taking their eyes. Lord have mercy. It's Percy.
On third down, it looked as if the Broncos would hold the Seahawks to a third field goal attempt.
In and out of the hands of Golden Tate in the back of the end zone. The flag is down. He was pushed as that ball got there. The Seahawks are going to be looking at the ball, first and goal.
I like handing the ball off, boys. And off to the big fella.
Wilson under center. The turn, the hand to Lynch. Looks for running. Puts his head down. He keeps running, It's in. Touchdown! Seahawks! And the Seahawks stretch their lead over the Denver Broncos.
Look, Sean, I see you eating them Skittles. I see you, baby.
Is it all right if we score more points?
Oh, yeah, we can score some more. Hell yeah, we can score some more. We don't need some more.
Can we?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
We can, we will.
I just wanted to make sure.
We will.
It just, I don't even know how to explain it.
Running, ain't nobody, they just like controlling the game.
Well, this will help right here. Our offense get a little something going.
Hey, we've been here plenty. Just relax. Let's go.
He is very nervous back there, too. He don't want to get hit. The guys that are coming over the middle are very nervous. They don't want to catch the ball, all right? So make sure you keep pounding them, all right? They catch the ball, we punish. They catch, we keep punishing.
Take shark!
Sharks are attracted to blood in the water, and this leads to a feeding frenzy. The Seahawks' ability to pressure Manning with their front four allowed the rest of the defense to hit whatever came its way.
They are making Denver earn every yard that they get.
It took the Broncos 14 plays and nearly 8 minutes to travel from their 16 to the Seattle 35, a mere 49 yards. It took one play to undo it all.
The ball is hit as it comes out. And pick off by the Seahawks. Yeah! Go, Mel! Come on, Mel! Come on, Mel! Come on, Mel! Malcolm Smith, 50, 45, he's going to go. 30, nobody's going to touch him. Holy catfish! Touchdown, Seahawks! Please score! Please score! Yes! Yes! Oh, baby! Woo! Oh, baby, that one! Oh, yeah! Woo! Woo! How about that? What happened?
Right tackle Orlando Franklin was driven back by defensive end Cliff Averill, who hit Manning's arm as he threw. Front four pressure produced the signature moment of the first half.
You my favorite player. You my favorite player. Mine too. Hey, baby. What do I do? Baby. Huh? All right. Hey, let's get our rally caps on, boys.
That was a long-ass drive before that big play, you know what I'm saying?
Though dominant, Seattle's defense spent most of the second quarter on the field. As halftime approached, Manning drove Denver deep into Seahawks territory and faced 4th and 2.
Thinking about going for it.
Let's go, we'll get it.
All right, let's go for it. That's a big-ass play right there, boys.
There's a snap. Manning looks, stands strong, throws near side. Ball is underthrown, almost intercepted. Oh, what up, baby? What a way to go! Woo!
Whooping they ass. They think we're going to get scared of them. We're going to eat their heart.
We ain't done yet. Listen, we got to have a great second half. Get your mind tuned in. Let's go be world champions. Let's go be world champions. Over here.
And the Seahawks are going to go into the halftime with a big lead. Listen to the 12th man. You'd think we were in Seattle.
So it's 22-0 at the half in favor of Seattle. But, fellas, I think when you talk about defining shots that anybody in America will be able to associate with Super Bowl 48, it was 12 seconds into the first quarter that the tone was set.
Yeah, the stadium was loud. And it's pretty remarkable that in a Super Bowl, the noise could have been a factor, because usually it's a neutral crowd, it's a corporate crowd, you get that kind of stuff. And we now know that the Broncos basically didn't practice their silent count, thinking that all Super Bowls are relatively quiet, so they wouldn't need it. My son was sitting next to me, who plays at Notre Dame, Austin, and he said that was the loudest stadium he ever played in when they played Navy.
How about that?
And they had a lot of issues with communications, because that stadium goes straight up. And again, it's hard to believe that the crowd could have an impact on the Super Bowl, but give credit. There was obviously a lot of excitement, the first play of the game and everything. But the Seattle crowd from the beginning, they thought they were in Seattle.
Well, you know, I didn't think crowd noise would be an issue for the Broncos, because everywhere I went in New York all week long, all I saw was Bronco jerseys everywhere. Raise your hand. Who's here rooting for the Broncos? It was 80%. You know, 80% of everybody. Sometimes I would be in a room with a couple hundred people, or there'd be like 3 people would raise their hand for the Seattle Seahawks. You know why, too? They didn't think there'd be noise, Chris. They had played at Giant Stadium early in the year, and I've had many opponents tell me when they go to Giant Stadium, crowd noise is not a problem. I'm sure Giant fans are going to be really happy to hear me say that, but it's not. And you're right. For a Super Bowl on TV, being there in person, it was the loudest one I've ever been at.
What in the world at halftime could or perhaps did John Fox say to his experienced squad that we can get it done?
Well, we know what he said. We've been here before. We've been down. We've come back, and we've gotten it done. And I'll tell you what, when you look at all those pictures that they get, I'm sure they're looking at them, and Peyton Manning and Adam Gase, the offensive coordinator, are probably even telling John Fox, I could see it on TV. There were guys open deep down the field. There was just one problem. He didn't have time to throw it to them. So I'm sure at halftime they're going, if we just block them a little better, we can get some big plays. There were 2 big plays I thought in the game where he had a chance to hit them deep down the field, and by NFL standards, they were wide open. And both times he got hit, and I think it ended up being the 2 interceptions.
The game went the way Denver would have wanted it. I mean, they stopped Marshawn Lynch. They were putting the ball in the hands of Russell Wilson and making him throw the football. The problem that they had was, A, they weren't going to get their running game going anyway against Seattle. And what they had time to do was to throw those little quick crossers that they make a living doing. The problem was Seattle had an answer for that. So now plan B, and that's what I was waiting the whole game for. I was sitting there, I go, okay, they've got plan A covered, Peyton. What's plan B? There was no plan B. And the reason there was no plan B is they didn't have time for plan B. Any time that they got into situations where he was trying to look down the field to make a play, some of those open guys, the tackles were getting beat. The tackles were getting pushed right back into him. He was getting hit as he threw, so there wasn't a possibility of the next step.
Here's the last thing. You know what, you watch film, you think you know what's going on over there, then you get out there and you go, they're bigger and faster than we thought they were. They didn't have the experience of playing really a team that matched up like that. Seattle's played many games like that this year where it's been a physical war. So maybe if they played again in 4 weeks, it could be a much closer game because they learned what's really out there, but they were not able to overcome it after halftime.
I don't know, honestly.
I'm not so sure either.
Because what you saw...
No, I'm saying it'd be closer. I didn't say they could beat them.
But what you saw on the field, especially being there in the stadium, you should try it sometime, is that, is that one team was just faster.
Absolutely.
Sure. And it was like, remember the old days we're growing up and you watched Oklahoma's teams and they'd win 50-0 against Iowa or whatever the story. That's what it looked like. It was just against, that kind of move.
Hey, Chris, what did we say weeks ago? We laughed about it, but when they got off the bus, really, when they get off the bus, you go, man, Seattle looks like the better team. And watching them warm up, I went, wow, Seattle looks like the better team even warming up.
I love that line. They didn't have time to execute a plan B. And guess what, folks? It didn't get better in the second half. Seattle had a stunner for that as well.
I remember you from the last time you guys were here.
Yeah.
We didn't score too many points.
We're going to try to make sure they don't either.
Yeah, I know. So far, so good.
Hey, we've been here before, though, right?
Yes, sir.
We saw it once this year. We did it last year.
The Broncos with Peyton Manning and John Fox had overcome a halftime deficit of this size before. But they've never had to kick off to Percy Harvin.
That's a bad boy. They don't got a chance.
Unbelievable. The worst start that we could have asked for.
It was a good kick. It was a giant hole. And of course, it bounced right to him.
You kick the pooch punt, you're hoping he bobbles it, but it messes up your cover lanes, leaving a huge opening in the middle of the field. There's no way Matt Prater is tackling Percy Harvin in the open field, and no one's catching him from behind.
88 yards for a touchdown. We knew Percy was going to do it tonight.
That was so good. Are you guys even up there yet? You didn't miss that, did you? Hey, is that starting fast enough for you?
How you doing, Coach
Doing
Fox?
all right.
Well, it was going good until they took that kickoff back.
Let's go. We legends. Hey, we about to be legendary.
He's going to let it fly deep. Looking downfield, and Thomas trying to get over top and push Richard Sherman down.
Scott, you didn't see it, man. He shoved the guy right on the ground. Sherman's going to make that catch. It's totally on the board. He shoved it right in the back.
He slowed down.
Huh?
He slowed down. Sherman slowed down.
He slowed down to catch the football. He interferes with our chance to catch the ball. Scott.
It's not try, but it didn't work.
What are you talking about? What do you mean he slowed down? He slowed down to catch the football. Now that's legit. That's legit, okay? See that cleat? That's why he's in the Super Bowl.
That's why he's in the Super Bowl. He says, that's not the way I saw it. Okay, I can go with that.
I can live with that.
Yeah, I didn't see that, you know?
They keep catching the ball underneath. Punish them. The ball's coming out.
Hey, Wes Welker say he wanted us. The man say we don't hit.
Let's hit hard.
Let's hit hard.
Ball's caught. Thomas reaches up, makes a catch, and fumbles the ball. Malcolm Smith comes up with another turnover.
They got the football. Yes. Woo!
Denver now with 3 turnovers in this game. I'll tell you what, couldn't get much worse.
Man, this has been the biggest disaster I've ever seen in the Super Bowl.
Hey, don't you ever say you want one-on-ones with us. Don't you ever say that.
Wait, true. These guys are freaking hungry. I'm telling you, there ain't enough minutes in the night. There ain't enough of them. Hey, attack mode. Keep it on, keep it on, keep it on. Keep that attack mode, keep that sense of urgency. Let's go.
Wilson fires inside, and Curse makes the catch, spins out one.
Oh, what a great play. Oh, he's so small. Oh, my God. Hey, boy. I love you, boy. Hell of a play, man. Hell of a play.
Oh! Damn. Get off me! Get off me!
About 4 missed tackles.
Jermaine Curse, a 23-yard slam, breaks 2 tackles and takes it in.
That's one of the best plays I've ever seen in a Super Bowl.
They are blowing the roof off this place in New Jersey.
The highest scoring team in NFL history did not have a point until the final play of the third quarter.
One touchdown, so freaking sobering. You good? Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're fourth quarter starting up. We like to run the out of it. Tempo, be smart. Let's be smart. Let's play great football. Let's finish the year off right. One play at a time now, okay? Hey, make sure you hold on to that ball. Receivers keep catching and tucking away. Get first down. What are they playing? Zone or man? Read it out. Read it tight. Staying out. There we go, there we go, there we go. Just stay with it. Come on, Russell, stay with it. Good shot. Do it right, do it right, do it right, do it right. Just stay with it. Get upfield, get upfield. Hey, you know, like, one thing we can keep growing on is when it's like second down and 8, you know, and you catch that ball and you're open, just try to get upfield, get the first, make sure you get the first, and then, you know what I'm saying? Come on, one time, boys. We're gonna run right freaking by him right here. Is this Percy going on the oval? Move right side. Give us a chance. Oh. Out, baby, way to work 3. Woo! Man to man. Might be 0, I think. Green right side. Touchdown! Oh! Out up, baby! Woo! Oh, it's so good. So good. Hey, 8-9. Hey, I see you, baby.
And Seattle is making it look easy against the Denver Broncos.
What a beautiful drive by Russell Wilson and his offense.
Hey, y'all tell Chris Carter he can Google that.
No. I'm locked in, you know. Just being in the moment, you know, just checking the play and just going up to the line of scrimmage and knowing what I'm doing at the line of scrimmage, you know, as I'm going up and say, what's my read? What's my checks? What are my possible alerts and all that? Hey, wait a minute. Hey, you may not get another chance. This may be the last chance you get right here. It may be your last shot you get. I don't know. Make it freaking count. Make it count. Make it freaking count. Let's go. This may be the last one you got. I can hear you too. Another black eye. Oh, good. We want him to come out. Look at Locke. He's going to get him. Get him, Locke. Yes. Lockett and somebody else just laid him out, man.
Midway through the fourth quarter, Richard Sherman was forced to leave the game with an ankle injury. though their all-pro cornerback couldn't continue,
Look out.
Seattle's domination did.
Damn, that's fast. Ball is hit. It's a fumble, and the Seahawks get it. That is going to do it. They're bringing the trophy home.
You straight?
I didn't break it.
Okay, good. Love you, man. Love you. Optimist, I see you.
I don't know yet.
I see you.
Best defense ever.
Best defense ever. Best defense ever.
I will beat the Greek gods.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, easy, 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 easy. Where's he at? 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 Heads up, 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 heads up. Shh, heads up. Hey, get up. Hold on, easy, easy, easy. Heads up, heads up. Love you, man. That's awesome, man.
Your Seahawks, Super Bowl 48 champions.
Russell, congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I'll
Okay,
see you.
good luck.
Great job, man. Great season. Thank you.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations. Okay.
This Seahawks team is the best in the NFL this year. This celebration is going to be spectacular.
Hey. Ooh, look at it.
Hey!
Unbelievable, man. Every phase of the game.
One of the guys who's not considered a big star, Malcolm Smith, the MVP.
7th round draft pick.
Look what you freaking did. Put that freaking trophy up again.
Hey! What's next? On 3. 1, 2, 3. What's next?
Well, it's been a common theme throughout the show so far. Fast, hard-hitting, vicious, that defense of the Seattle Seahawks. So obviously the conversation